Good morning. I'm Rizal sitting in for Gretchen Ho. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of July, and we're bringing you Morning Matters because your mornings matter. Now let's get to the stories that matter today. Tropical Depression Dante remains steady in strength over the Philippine Sea, but is not directly affecting any part of the country. But habagat continues to affect various regions, including Metro Manila. Due to the devastating effects of the southwest monsoon or habagat, the local governments of Manila and Quezon City have officially declared a state of calamity. President Bongbong Marcos announced that relief goods have been successfully delivered to flood-stricken areas, assuring the public of the government's swift response. An order was also issued by the president to ensure the steady supply of basic needs like water and power. And following a Tuesday meeting at the White House, U.S. President Donald Trump announced he has reached a trade agreement with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. that will see a slight reduction in U.S. tariffs for the Philippines. Welcome to the program Morning Matters, where we talk about the issues you need to know for the rest of your day. Now, first in the agenda, Tropical Depression Dante has maintained its strength over the Philippine Sea. PAGASA last spotted its center some 880 kilometers east of extreme northern Luzon. Dante packs maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 70 kph. It may reach tropical storm category within 12 hours, and further intensification is possible. The tropical depression is forecast towards the Ryukyu Islands and the East China Sea. For now, Dante has no direct impact on any part of the country. Aside from Tropical Depression Dante, PAGASA is also monitoring other weather systems. And now to get the latest, we have PAGASA weather forecaster John Manalo. Good morning, John.
Good
Ano na
morning.
ba ang latest ngayon sa LPA at kay Bagyong Dante?
Meron po tayong LPA na binabantayan dito sa western part ng Northern Luzon. Itong LPA na to ay nakikita po natin na magde-develop sa isang ganap na bagyo. Tatawagin natin itong Tropical Depression Emong, at nakikita natin na yung development niya ay sa mga susunod na araw. This afternoon or ngayong tanghali. And itong pananatili niya dito sa western part ng Northern Luzon ay magpapa-contribute yan. Magko-contribute yan ng mga pag-ulan, and also dun sa southeastern part nitong LPA dahil counterclockwise kasi yung ikot ng mga bagyo, circulation natin dito sa Northern Hemisphere, yung part na southeastern niya ay magiging associated. Ganun din yung direction ng hanging habagat o southwest monsoon natin. Kaya magko-contribute yan sa dami ng mga kaulapan na magpapaulan, lalo na sa western part ng Northern Luzon and Central Luzon. Also, kahit na malayo itong si Dante na binanggit natin kanina, that doesn't mean na, yes, totoo na wala na itong direct effect, pero may contribution pa rin siya dito sa southwest monsoon na nararanasan natin ngayon. Bukod dun sa kay Dante at saka itong posibleng na maging emong na low pressure area, meron din tayo dito sa boundary ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility na isa pang low pressure area, pero malayo pa ito at wala itong direktang epekto sa atin. Ang gusto nating banggitin ay yung mga pag-ulan ay magtutuloy-tuloy pa rin sa mga susunod na oras at araw. At dahil dito sa enhanced southwest monsoon na binabanggit natin, asahan natin na posible yung 200 millimeters, ibig sabihin ng ganitong amount, ay widespread na mga pagbaha, yung ating o malawak ang pagbaha, yung posible nating maranasan dito sa Zambales, Bataan at Occidental Mindoro. 100 to 200 naman na millimeters dito sa Pangasinan, Benguet, Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, including Metro Manila, and Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, and Rizal. So, dito sa 100 to 200 naman ay posible yung multiple floodings, at kung mababalitaan din natin sa news, no, maraming mga lugar na binaha. 50 to 100 naman, ibig sabihin nito ay mga localized floodings or flash floods yung associated dito sa amount na to. Dito yan sa La Union, Nueva Vizcaya, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Nueva Ecija, Quezon Oriental, Mindoro, Palawan, Marinduque, Romblon, Masbate, Sorsogon, Albay, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Antique, at Iloilo. Kaya gusto nating paalalahanan yung ating mga kababayan, hanggat maaari, huwag po tayong lumusong sa baha at kung hindi talaga maiiwasan ay mag-ingat po tayo. Also, posible pa rin na magkaroon tayo ng mga pagbaha, kaya i-anticipate na natin at paghandaan natin, lalo na kung yung mga appliances natin ay posibleng abutin nito, ay pag-isipan na natin kung paano natin itataas o ipapwesto yung mga appliances natin like washing machine or ref, or even yung mga beds natin, no, para mabawasan natin yung further impacts na pwedeng i-associate sa mga pagbaha. Also, yung mga sakit na posible nating makuha. At yan po yung ating paalala mula sa DOST PAGASA.
Jan, ulitin ko lang so magla-landfall ba itong LPA na magiging si Tropical Depression Emong o yung habagat ba yung magdadala ng mas malakas na ulan?
May posibilidad po na mag-landfall itong si posibleng maging Emong, pero ang sigurado po dito ay magdadala ito at magko-contribute ito ng mga kaulapan at mas malalakas na pag-ulan, lalo na sa western part ng ating bansa o dun sa southwestern part nitong bagyo o nitong low pressure ngayon.
Kailan naman inaasahang aalis ng PAR itong si ang magiging Tropical Depression Emong?
Nakikita natin no na dahil sa pamamalagi niya dito sa malapit sa kalupaan sa ating bansa, ay after niya na lumapit sa kalupaan natin ay eventually ay magdi-dissipate siya o malulusaw siya. Pero titignan pa natin yung development niya. Also yung kay Dante naman, nakikita natin sa ating bulletin na by Friday nasa labas na ito ng Philippine Area of Responsibility.
Naku, so mukhang magiging maulan pa rin buong linggo. Pero dyan, baka may data ka kung gaano ba karami yung ulan na naranasan natin over the last few days? Dahil tuloy-tuloy ito, parang hindi pa nga lumalabas yung araw eh.
Opo, about 200 millimeters ay yun yung mga na-receive natin. Pero kung i-compare natin no, yung rainfall na ngayon taon associated dito sa habagat, mas mababa pa rin naman po ito kumpara nung last year na associated kay Karina and then Southwest Monsoon. I think they are both July, if I'm not mistaken. And kung i-compare naman natin ito kay Ondoy, ay mas konti pa rin yung mga naranasan natin. About 300 itong kay Ondoy at saka yung last year, pero ngayon ay about 200 lang. So, pero that doesn't mean na magiging compliant na tayo, no? Complacent na tayo. Kasi posible pa rin. Katulad ng mga pag-ulan na ganung amount lang this year, no? Pero ang daming naapektuhan, ang daming binaha. Kaya gusto natin i-emphasize na yung impact, yung gusto natin na i-anticipate at paghandaan natin.
Dapat maging handa pa rin at alerto. But for now, thank you very much for that update. That was PAGASA weather forecaster John Manalo. Now, Malacanang has suspended work in government offices and classes at all levels today, July 23, due to rains from the southwest monsoon. Essential government services will remain operational, while non-essential personnel may adopt flexible work arrangements. Local governments outside the affected areas may declare their own suspensions as needed. Private companies are also advised to assess conditions and decide accordingly. The suspension applies to Metro Manila and provinces in central and southern Luzon, including Pangasinan, Zambales, Tarlac, Bataan, Pampanga, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Rizal, Laguna, Quezon, and Nueva Ecija. Also affected are areas in Mimaropa and Bicol such as Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Palawan, Masbate, Sorsogon, Albay, Camarines Sur, and Catanduanes. The suspension also includes parts of Western Visayas and the Cordillera region such as Antique, Aklan, Capiz, Iloilo, Guimaras, Negros Occidental, Abra, Benguet, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Nueva Vizcaya, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and La Union. Now don't go away, we will be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here. Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Matters here on One News. The local governments of Quezon City and Manila have declared a state of calamity due to the effects of the southwest monsoon or habagat. Here's that report.
Around 38,000 residents in Quezon City have been affected by flooding due to rains from the southwest monsoon. In Fairview, floodwaters rose to the second floor of homes, forcing residents to evacuate. Some families were rescued using rubber boats. In Barangay Gulod, CCTV footage captured the slow rise of floodwaters, eventually reaching neck-deep levels. Meanwhile, drainage system along Broadway and Araneta Avenues overflowed, spilling garbage into already inundated streets. The city has since declared a state of calamity, unlocking emergency funds to fast-track recovery. Mayor Joy Belmonte said that ongoing infrastructure projects such as the construction of MRT-7 may have contributed to the flooding.
Gusto ko rin pong banggitin yung mga dating lugar na dati hindi binabaha na.
In Manila, Mayor Isko Moreno visited several evacuation centers, including H.J. Atienza Elementary School in Baseco, where 170 families are currently taking shelter. The city has also declared a state of calamity due to the extent of flooding.
And the reason behind, yung 896 barangay, magkaroon sila ng access to Calamity Fund at magamit nila yung pantulong sa kanilang barangay. At the same manner, the city government.
Addressing criticism over delayed class suspensions, Mayor Isko emphasized that Manila acts based on real-time data.
Pag hindi kinancel sa umaga, ibig sabihin mabuti ang panahon. Basta pumanatag kayo, if the data that is provided to us will put you in harm and in danger, we prioritize that.
In Las Piñas, floodwaters reach waist to chest level in Pulang Lupa 1, Pamplona 3, and Manuyo 2. Vehicles were seen floating, and roads like Zapote Junction turned into rivers. In Muntinlupa, 8 barangays, including Putatan, Alabang, and Sucat, were hit by knee-deep floods. To assist affected residents, the local government distributed cocoa lumber planks as temporary walkways to help people safely navigate flooded areas. Meanwhile, in Marikina, the water level in the Marikina River continues to recede, and floodwaters have subsided in most parts of the city. According to the Marikina LGU, flooding receded quickly due to the ongoing dredging operations in the river.
Pinalalim natin at pinalapad yung ilog. Nilalagyan na ng slow protection. So para hindi gumuho ulit yung gilid ng ilog.
Valenzuela City was among the areas that experienced flooding due to rains brought by the southwest monsoon. And now to give us the latest from the city, we're joined by none other than Mayor Wes Gatchalian. Good morning, Mayor, and thank you for joining us here on Morning Matters.
Yes, good morning, Pauline, and likewise to all our kababayans and sa mga nakikinig ko ng programa. Magandang umaga po.
All right, Mayor Wes, can you give us the latest update on Valenzuela's situation? Are there still barangays that remain flooded as of this Wednesday morning?
Yes, well, compared to 2 days ago, I think we're much better now. But yes, there's still pocket areas within our city that are still flooded. No? So when I say flooded, this is around knee level or below knee level. If you pass by MacArthur Highway, again comparing it to 2 days ago, we are passable now, much better. But there's still a big area near Barangay Dalandanan to Balanday, near Pure Gold and Wilcon, that is still flooded. And it's hard for light vehicles to go in and out. Yeah. But the situation is much better now. We have around we're 33 barangays, but we have around 66 evacuation centers right now that are open. So that's almost double. And we're tallying now to around almost 9,000 individuals, or around 3,000 families already that are inside the evacuation centers.
So I just wanted to go back to that, Mayor. Are there still some roads that are impassable as of this moment? And what's being done?
All major thoroughfares are passable. So along NLEX, the Paso de Blas exit are passable already. Maisan Road are passable, Genti Road are passable, and even MacArthur, we could see already public utility vehicles traveling and traversing, buses. It's just a portion of the stretch of MacArthur that are not passable to light vehicles.
Okay, so with that, Mayor, what is the Valenzuela city government doing to address or to respond to the flooding that are still persisting in some areas?
Well, just like the same, our first recourse is 4 to 5 days ago, we've been operating our 26 pumping stations Yet, even with the pumping stations throwing out, this is already 26 major pumping stations throwing out water to Manila Bay and Tulyahan River, etc. And even with this, we still didn't see the effect. No, it means the rainwater is still big amount, the big amount of rainwater we're facing. So we're continuing our waste management operation. We operate our own waste management office, so we have our own trucks, we have our own people. So the priority now is the cleanup as well of the city, because a lot of the houses are damaged, and we are looking at forecasting that in 2 to 3 days, people will start bringing out their furnitures and wet items inside their wet belongings to the streets. So as early as now, we are already preparing. Our trucks are being prepared, etc. And of course, the libreng sakay, we still give libreng sakay along MacArthur Highway for people and our kababayans who will be going home later on from work. So that's we have 4 trucks plying the whole stretch of MacArthur Highway until Monumento in Caloocan to pick up our kababayans going home later after work. Yeah. And
Well,
now,
Mayor,
and now
yes,
going
go
to
ahead.
work. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Mayor, are there plans to declare a state of calamity? Because Quezon City already did. They also experienced heavy flooding. And since PAGASA is also monitoring another weather disturbance in the possibly tropical depression Emong, does Valenzuela still have enough resources? Are you prepared for more flooding and rains?
Yeah, there's no need for us. There's no need to declare state of calamity. Everything is manageable. We have food in stock. We have rice in stock. All our equipments are ready. We have almost 200 rescue personnel ready. So everybody in evacuation centers are being taken care of. So I think we're good.
Well, it's also relief, Mayor. I read in an article that there have been no reported fatalities, so that comes as good news for your LGU. But for now, thank you very much for your time and for joining us. That was Valenzuela City Mayor Wes Gatchalian. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good day.
Now, as mentioned, the City Council of Quezon City has already declared a state of calamity due to flooding. And now let's get more information from Erwin Valdez, Deputy Chief of Operations and Incident Commander of the QCDRRMO. Good morning and welcome to Morning Matters.
Yes, good morning po, Ma'am Pauline, and to your listeners po.
All right, well, Erwin, give us the latest numbers. How many residents have been displaced by the southwest monsoon?
Yes, ma'am. As of 6 a.m. po this morning, total of 11,019 families po are still in the evacuation areas. Ang nakakasakop po is 63 barangays. Right now, we're maintaining po 159 evacuation centers po.
And what's the situation like, Erwin, no, sa loob ng mga evacuation center?
Right now naman po, yung mga evacuation center, we have our social service department there po along with the City Health Department to ensure po na nabibigay po yung mga pangangailangan po ng mga evacuees. Just this early morning po, no, nagdagdag pa po kami ng mga hygiene kits, ng mga toiletries, unan kumot po para sa mga evacuees po.
And as we reported, Erwin, QC has already been placed under a state of calamity. What can we expect ba pag nasa state of calamity na ang isang syudad?
Yes, ma'am. So yesterday po, through a special session, no, na-approve po yung declaration of state of calamity. With that po kasi magagamit po ng mga barangays and of course ng city yung quick response fund, no, to help of course aid with the evacuees din po ng kanilang mga barangays and yung mga affected population po, ma'am.
Speaking of yung mga affected barangays, saan po ba yon, Erwin? Which areas particularly will you also be prioritizing?
Sabi ko nga po kanina, 63 barangays. So, ang mga top barangays po is yung mga big barangays po namin like Bagong Silangan, no, Batasan Hills, Tatalon, yan po yung mga affected na barangays na currently ay may evacuation centers, no. Yes po.
Oo, pero Erwin, unfortunately, no, there was one confirmed casualty in Quezon City after the heavy rains. And from our latest data, there are still 3 missing persons that are being searched for. What's the latest on that?
Yes po, opo. Meron po tayong isang casualty po na natala, no? It's a 19-year-old male. Sa missing naman po, tinap na po natin ng national agencies such as Philippine Coast Guard to help us locate po, no, yung mga missing, and as well as tapping din po other LGUs na possible po na doon po maanod, no, yung mga nawawala po.
So merong coordination na between LGUs para hanapin. Pero ang numero pa rin ng nawawala, Erwin, tama, is still 3 as of this moment.
Yes po, Ma'am Pauline. Currently, still at 3 po ang missing natin.
At Erwin, ngayong taon, or yung naranasan natin ngayon, is that La Mesa Dam reached its spilling level, and that did not happen last year noong bagyong Karina. How did that affect the residents, lalo na yung mga nakatira sa may Tulyahan River?
Yes, opo. Ang La Mesa Dam naman po, nung nagbigay po sa atin ng warning, kaagad po nating nasabihan at na-warningan po ang mga barangay along the Tulyahan River. We divide po kasi our barangays into clusters based on main riverways and tributaries, no? So we have a list of those barangays at na-warningan naman po namin sila agad at nakapag-conduct po kami ng evacuation, preemptive evacuation, and we prioritize those barangays along Tulyahan po.
At kamusta naman yung naging response sa mga residente? Mas naging compliant ba sila this time around compared to previous years? Because actually, di ba, ang buwan ng July is also the National Disaster Resilience Month.
Yes, correct po, Ma'am Pauline. With that naman po, with our preemptive evacuation, which later on evolved po, no, into forced evacuation, especially nung lumalakas na po yung ulan. What we did po is we through our composite teams composed of search and rescue personnel and our police officers and our barangays and our Department of Public Order and Safety and Traffic, may mga barangays and majority naman po ng communities is sumusunod. Although, syempre, hindi pa rin po natin maiwasan, may mga matitigas po ang ulo na ayaw pong mag-evacuate. Kaya ang nangyari po later on, sila po yung mga nangailangan ng rescue.
But we also have to commend the QC DRRMO because last night we spoke to Bianca Perez and she talked about how you were able to complete 158 rescue operations, in just 6 hours. Erwin, can you talk about the scale and urgency nga nung response and your protocol dyan sa Quezon City DRRM?
Yes, ma'am. Well, nagpapa-evacuate po kami ng preemptive, no? Which I said earlier na nag-evolve po, no, to forced evacuation and then to rescue operations, no, dahil during our forced evacuation po bigla pong bumuhos ng malakas yung ulan. That's why some of the teams that we deployed, no, conducting forced evacuation, later on nagko-conduct na po sila ng rescue operations. And yes po, correct po, as of this morning, we have a total of 211 incidents, pero that ranges from fallen trees and other incidents. But yes po, 158 rescue operations. So sa mga na-trap po sa kanilang mga bahay at mga na-stranded po na mga passengers. So yun po yung mga narespondihan namin during the time po.
Pero syempre, Erwin, I'm sure may mga na-encounter din kayong mga challenge on the ground. Ano yung mga na-encounter nyo na challenges? And ano yung mga areas din na naging mahirap abutin?
Yes po. Well, ang pinaka-challenge po is of course during the evacuation is again meron po tayong mga kababayan po na talagang matitigas po ang ulo at ayaw po talaga nilang lumikas, no. That's one big challenge po for us because later on as I said nga po, imbis na mas lesser po ang mga citizens na amin pong kailangan i-rescue, pag hindi po kasi sila nag-evacuate, later on sila po yung people that needs rescuing. And one more challenge po is during our rescue operations, yung current po is according po sa aming search and rescue personnel is sobrang lakas po, no. So may mga areas po kami na hindi po agad-agad ma-reach because of these fast-flowing currents, no? And that also puts, of course, our rescuers in danger, no? So those are some of the challenges po, Ma'am Pauli.
I also wanted to talk about, Erwin, yung naging baha sa Commonwealth because that surprised a lot of people and motorists. And this was the first time na nakita yung ganong level of flooding in Commonwealth Avenue. Upon your initial investigation, what caused the flooding in that area? Because some people are pointing to the construction of the MRT-7.
Yeah, with that po, I think our engineering department is currently trying to find out what caused the flooding po, no. Pero I think possibly po the sheer volume po of rainfall, Ma'am Pauline, na bumagsak po, no, is what probably caused it. And yung mga drainages, no, na possibly may mga clog due to basura po. So possibly po yan.
All right. Well, with PAGASA now monitoring another weather disturbance, another low-pressure area, what would you rate yung current level of preparedness, yung kahandaan ng Quezon City ngayon? And are there still enough resources to aid the constituents of Quezon City, lalo na nasa ilalim na po kayo ng state of calamity?
Yes, ma'am. Currently po, we're still activated. Nandito pa rin po lahat ng personnel at DRM personnel and other members of the council. In terms of resources, hindi pa po kami nagde-de-escalate. Although we have a fair weather right now, based on our data nga po, as well as PAGASA's data. Possible po na maghatid pa rin po ng ulan, no? So we're prepared naman po. Hindi pa po kami nag-de-escalate ng aming preparations. And we're still holding po, no, yung mga other agencies na nag-check-in po sa amin, such as Philippine Coast Guard, our Philippine National Police is also here, and 525th po, no, na rescuers po.
All right, well, do stay safe. Thank you very much. That was Erwin Valdez of the Quezon City DRRMO.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you.
Stay tuned. Morning Matters. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Matters here on One News. And now let's get more updates on the ground. We are joined by Annie Rico Francisco from the Public Information Office of Taytay, Rizal. She joins us via Zoom. Good morning, Annie. Ano na ba ang sitwasyon ngayon sa Taytay? May mga lugar pa ba na binabaha?
Good morning. Yes, there are still some areas na meron po tayong flooding, but very minimal. But all our major roads have been passable since a few days back.
Okay, Annie, tell us about, or have there been any reports of casualties or missing persons in Taytay, Rizal?
As of now, there are no reports of casualties or missing persons, so we're all good. No medical emergencies as well has been reported due to freezing.
So tell us, Annie, about the disaster response in Taytay, Rizal, kasi mukhang naging maganda naman yung response nyo this time, despite experiencing heavy rains brought by the habagat.
Yes, it has been good. We have very efficient command center, MDR, MO, and also the leadership of our mayor. And what's good with our situation is that we have been prepared, and with the leadership of our mayor, the working relationship with our barangays have been very harmonious. So we're working together with them. The barangay or the LGU is able to augment each other's needs as well during this time.
So no casualties, but how many families and individuals were displaced? And how many are there in evacuation centers?
Okay, as of the last situation report, we have all 5 barangays. We have activated evacuation centers. So, for example, in Barangay Dolores, there has been um, 2 evacuation centers, and in San Juan there are 5, and in Barangay Santa Ana 3, Muzon 1, and in San Isidro there has been 2 activated evacuation centers. Now, with regards to the number of families in total, so our evacuation centers are 13 in total, no casualties. Total number of families affected or are in the evacuation centers is 1,138, and number of individuals is 4,773.
So close to 5,000 individuals in evacuation centers. What assistance is the Taytay Rizal government giving them? And how are you ensuring that the safety and well-being of evacuees is there, especially for seniors, PWDs, and children?
Yes. So for one, through the municipal health office, our doctors have been going around the evacuation centers, doing routine checkups, and we're giving away medicines. And we're also giving doxy just to make sure that we'll be able to avoid the leptospirosis. And aside from that, we have given assistance. So there are relief goods. We're giving out mattresses, blankets, basic needs, toiletries, and of course, there are hot meals provided as well in our evacuation centers.
Would you say that the residents of Taytay Rizal were more responsive now to preemptive evacuation compared to previous years?
There has been no report that it has been difficult to get the evacuees. So some voluntarily went to the evacuation centers once their area started to get flooded. So pretty peaceful despite of the crisis that we're having right now.
And it's good because of taking a look at some of the videos that we have here of your evacuation centers, there are a lot of children, lots of mothers, even toddlers, and as young as probably 1 to 2 years old. So mahalaga po talaga, no, na ma-ensure yung kanilang safety and to protect them from health-related risks. But Annie, PAGASA did already say that they are monitoring continued weather disturbances, and it might last all week until the weekend. How prepared is Taytay Rizal for that and is taking care of your constituents?
So with the leadership of our mayor, so everything is in control and we're prepared. So as the town's vision is Taytay, bayang nakangiti at pinagpala, handa, ligtas at payapa. So we're striving for that. We're aiming for that. So with our MSWD, all the other departments, we're in full force. So working 24/7. There are some preparing hot meals, and our responders are always present as well. And if I may mention also, so we've been preparing since 2022 when the new administration came in the administration of Mayor Alan, because flooding has been a real problem for the town. So what was done since 2022 was we did continuous river dredging, desilting. So we just cleaned our waterways because we have no choice. We are catch basin from the waters from Antipolo and other higher areas. So naturally, the water flows through Taytay. But what's good is that even if binabaha kami, mas madali na siyang mag-subside because of the efforts of our flood control unit. So not just the LGU, all the barangays are doing their part also in cleaning our waterways. So I think that has a great effect on the situation that we have right now. So it's part of the preparation as well.
And for those who may still need assistance from the Taytay local government, how can they reach you? And for those din na walang access no sa internet?
Okay, so for those who have access to the internet, just uh, check our post. It's on our pin post. Also, the hotline numbers are there as well. And you can just contact us, message us. We're very responsive. So, not just the public information page, but other pages as well of our LGU, especially the command center. And for those who wouldn't have access to internet, the quickest would be to go to their barangays, to their purok chairmans, or we have sent information and also have signages where the evacuation areas are. They can go directly to the evacuation areas as well if needed.
All right. Well, thank you very much for all those updates. That was Annie Rico Francisco, Public Information Officer of Taytay Rizal. Meanwhile, hundreds of families in various provinces were forced to evacuate as monsoon rains triggered massive flooding. Here's the report.
Despite nightfall, many motorists remain stranded in Bacoor, Cavite due to flooded roads, including the busy Zapote Road. Some commuters were forced to walk long distances just to get home.
Wala pang tulog. Galing akong duty sa airport. Graveyard ang duty ko sa Terminal 3.
Tapos ito inabot mo?
Ito inabot ko. 5:30 pa ako dito ng umaga.
Hindi kami makatawid eh. Oo, kasi... sobra. Kanina pa ako mga 10. Oo, mga 10. Simula doon, baha rin. Tapos hanggang dito. So natrap na kayo? Oo, natrap na kami.
Along Aguinaldo Highway in Bacoor, the road looked more like a sea. Flooding also stretched from Bacoor all the way to Imus. In Barangay Bayanan, the flood reached knee-deep levels. Houses and businesses were submerged, and many establishments closed, hit by both flooding and power outage. Despite all this, some children were still seen swimming in the flood waters.
Hindi ka taga Bacoor pag di ka nakadanas ng baha rito. Kami na nag-adjust, walang ganun dito.
The Bacoor City government provided free rides to stranded commuters and rescue operations are ongoing. Due to the effects of the southwest monsoon or habagat, the entire province of Cavite has been placed under a state of calamity. In Noveleta, several barangays are still submerged up to gutter level, forcing families to remain in evacuation centers. A similar situation unfolded in Imus City, where local disaster officials and police conducted rescue operations for stranded residents. Meanwhile, in Cavite town, the fiesta pushed through despite the bad weather. A marching band continued performing even as they waded through flood waters. Over in Rizal, around 200 families spent the night at this covered court in Barangay Manggahan, now serving as an evacuation center. This after the Mango River overflowed, prompting authorities to evacuate nearby residents. Among the evacuees is Christine, who fled with her 3 children. She returned to their house today to continue clearing the mud left behind by flood.
Maiiyak na lang po. Magpapanibagong buhay na naman, magpapanibagong bibili na naman ng gamit, maghahanap ng pambili para may magamit.
Residents were seen cleaning their homes, each one trying to salvage what they could. In the neighboring barangay, residents were also on alert due to the river's rising water. Resident Felix Hidaya pointed to the refrigerator and washing machine, which he had already moved to the second floor.
Nakataas talaga. Taas na yung mga rep, mga TV. Second floor. Buti, nakagawa lang kami ng second floor.
Meanwhile, water continued to surge through the spillway between Barangay San Isidro and San Rafael. Due to the strong current, the spillway has been closed to all types of vehicles for safety.
President Bongbong Marcos assures the public that relief goods have already been delivered to areas affected by recent flooding. Marcos issued this statement in a video message released by the Presidential Communications Office. The president also ordered close monitoring of the supply of essential services such as water, electricity, and other basic needs. This pronouncement was made as he continues his 3-day official visit to Washington, D.C.
Pakiusap ko lang po sa inyo ay pakinggan nyo po ang mga sinasabing advisory ng inyong LGU, ng national government at pakisundan lang po para naman matiyak natin na hindi kayo malagay sa alanganin.
Don't go away. We still have more matters to discuss right after this break. Keep it here on One News. back. You're still watching Morning Matters here on One News. At least 6 people were reported dead due to tropical cyclone Crising and the habagat. And now let's get the latest from Diego Agustin Mariano, Deputy Spokesperson of the Office of Civil Defense. Good morning, Diego, and thanks for joining us again.
Yes po, good morning and good morning din po sa ating mga viewers.
Okay, Diego, ano na ba ang latest tally ngayon? Have there been additional reports of casualties? At ano yung dahilan ng kanilang pagkasawi?
Yes po, as of the latest report po natin, ay meron po tayong 7 deaths, 7 injured, that 8 missing po. Then, dalawa po dyan confirmed or validated na related po dito po sa bagyong Crising and habagat. And the other 5 po is still for validation or pinakonfirm po natin is the circumstance of the death is related sa nagdaang bagyo po.
Diego, saang mga lugar itong mga casualties and yung causes of death, ano ba yan? Parang nalunod?
Ito po nga dalawang confirmed natin is from Camiguin in Surigao del Norte, which are both struck by a falling tree. Then the rest is also na-struck din po nabagsakan din po ng puno. One from NCR is swept away by the flood or natangay po ng baha. And another one from Palawan is part po siya ng lumubog pong baka.
Well, our hearts and prayers do go out to their families. But aside from that, Diego, ilan naman ang naapektuhan na at na-displace nitong si Crising at habagat?
Opo, as of latest report po natin, we have already 1.9 million individuals who were affected by recent tropical cyclone, and equivalent po niyan is nasa 533,000 families po. With that number po, 92,000 individuals ang nasa loob po ng ating mga evacuation centers, which is also equivalent to 25,000 families po.
At ano-anong mga lugar itong karamihan ng mga individual na apektado ng mga nagdaang ulan?
Opo, majority of which are galing po sa Rizal, which recorded 977,000 individuals or equivalent to 288,000 families po.
Diego, pagdating naman sa damage na pinsala na dinalangan itong si Crising at habagat, magkano ang tinatayang estimate sa damage sa infrastructure pati na rin sa agriculture?
For the infrastructure, recorded 4 billion worth of factors, which are mostly road bridges and flood control infrastructure. Then for the agriculture, we have 270 billion worth of damage, which includes palay, high-value crops, corn, and livestock. And each houses, we have recorded 1.6 thousand damaged houses, 362 of which are totally damaged po.
Alright, so as of this moment, gaano na ba karami yung aid na na-release ng OCD? Magkano na ang na-distribute? At as of this moment, may mga responders pa rin ba on the ground conducting rescue operations?
Yes po, for our assistance, we have already provided 79 million worth of assistance. Consolidated na po from LGUs, from the DSWD, from Office of Civil Defense, and other agencies who are also providing assistance sa mga affected po. No? Then, since meron pa pong flooded area, patuloy po na nag-iikot po yung ating mga responders kung meron pa pong naiiwan o meron pa pong nag-request ng assistance for evacuation or rescue po.
So sa ngayon, Diego, ano yung masasabi mong pinakamalaking challenge na na-encounter nung inyong mga groundmen sa kanilang rescue operations?
Opo, ang sa pinaka-common na challenge po natin dito is yung logistics po, no? Dahil minsan mas marami po yung nag-request ng tulong compared po sa numbers of our rescuers. Pero yun naman po is na-address naman po yun through proper dispatching naman po. No? Kaya wala naman po talagang naiiwan. Pero yun po, need pa rin po natin ng additional manpower and equipment pa rin po.
And as of now, may binabantayan nga rin ang PAGASA na sama ulit ng panahon. Handa ba ang OCD, and do you have more provisions for aid?
Opo, yes naman po. Ang OCD naman po at ang iba pong NDRMC agency is prepared naman po na dahil alam naman po natin na yearly is almost 20 na bagyo ang dumadaan po sa Pilipinas. Then we are always prepared na po tayo pagdating sa ganyan. And for the assistance naman po, yung mga aid na may bigay po natin, hindi naman po tayo magkukulang dahil especially po dito sa DSWD ay meron po tayong 3 million pieces of relief pack. So ilang individuals din po magbibigyan din po nun. Then for the PRF, which I don't have the exact amount right now, sapat pa po siya until the end of the year po.
And finally, Diego, what is the OCD's message to residents, especially in vulnerable areas, because we haven't seen the last of the rains at baka yung iba ayaw na mag-evacuate. So what would be your message to them?
Opo, ang message po ng Office of Civil Defense ay we will echo yung message din po ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na sana po lahat ang ating mga kababayan po, especially doon sa affected areas, is maging cooperative po tayo, no? Na kung may kailangan po mag-evacuate or kung nagtawag po ang ating authorities to evacuate, sana po tayo po sumunod or mag-cooperate na mag-evacuate na po. Dahil maraming buhay po nakasalalay dito. Yung buhay po ng ating kababayan at yung buhay po ng ating responders. So kung tayo po nag-evacuate accordingly, sumunod po tayo sa authorities, paano po tayo may liligtas sa buhay po.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us and for giving us that update. That was Diego Agustin Mariano, Deputy Spokesperson of the Office of Civil Defense. Now, in other news, some residents of Marikina City are still in evacuation centers due to threats of flooding. And now let's get the latest from mobile journalist Ivan Tarinque, who is reporting live on the ground. Good morning, Ivan. Ilang residente ba ang nasa evacuation center pa rin?
Huli, nandito tayo ngayon sa H. Bautista Elementary School kung saan nasa around 130 families o around 650 na individuals pa rin yung nananatili bilang mga evacuees dito sa eskwelahan. Mas malayo ito dun sa bilang kung kailan mataas yung water level sa Marikina na umabot noong 603 na families or around 3,880 na individuals. Kanina may mga naabutan tayo na nagsisiuwian na yung ilang mga evacuees dito, yung dahilan ng iba kailangan na daw nila maglinis para kahit papano yung ibang matitira dito sa mga evacuation center pagdating doon sa kanilang tahanan pahinga na lang yung gagawin. Pauline?
Evan, kamusta naman ang level ng tubig sa Marikina River? Alam naman natin na pag umuulan talagang binabaha naman talaga ang Marikina. So kamusta yung water level at yung response na rin ng LGU ngayong panahon ng sakuna?
Pauline, so far as of 7 a.m., nasa 14.6 meters na lang yung water level sa Marikina River. So ibig sabihin, wala na to sa first alarm. Tuluyan ng bumaba. Nakita yung trend ng pagbaba ng water level na ito. Simula kahapon, around 5 a.m. kahapon, tuloy-tuloy na yung pagbaba ng water level na ito. And yung in response naman sa Marikina LGU, nandito sa loob ng mga evacuation center, may iba't ibang mga designated na sectors. Nakahiwalay yung mga PWD, senior citizen, at yung mga buntis. Nakahiwalay sila ng kwarto, may separate room sila para kahit paano mas maging komportable sila. Open din dito sa loob ng evacuation center yung mga medical clinics para kung sakali man kailanganin ng medical assistance o isang tao, pwedeng makakalapit. Dito, meron na rin dito actually kitchen. Dito nagluluto yung mga volunteers para may makain naman yung mga nandito sa evacuation center ngayon. Pauline?
All right, thank you very much. That was mobile journalist Ivan Tarinque reporting live from Marikina. At this point, let's do a quick check on the situation at evacuation centers in Manila. We have mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho joining us there. Hi Denise, kamusta na ang sitwasyon dyan ngayon sa Maynila?
Good morning, Pauline. We're still experiencing continuous rain here at the port area in Manila, particularly sa may Baseco. Kaya naman patuloy rin ang pagpasok ng mga evacuees dito sa H3 at Tienza Elementary School in Baseco as of now, as of 4 p.m. July 22. And right now, we have around 190 families situated here. That's 46 more compared to the 144 families who evacuated here. Of the 190 families na nakasituate dito, 818 individuals yan, 3 ay unattached. So these families mula yan sa barangay 649 sa Baseco, port area. For context, no, itong Baseco sa may port area, ito talaga ay bahain. Kaya taon-taon daw, sanay na sila na lumikas bago pa man lumala ang sitwasyon dahil sa tuloy-tuloy na pag-ulan. Kanina lang din, no, may mga ilang bumisita ulit sa bahay nila sa port area at patuloy pa rin daw ang pagbaha doon o pagpasok ng baha sa mga bahay-bahay nila. Yung iba umaabot daw ng tuhod o di kaya ay lampas tuhod. Kaya mas mabuti o mas mainam na lumikas o mag-evacuate sila dito. Pauline.
Denise, were you able to talk to some families? Gusto ba daw nila bumalik sa kanilang mga tahanan na or would they rather stay there kasi tuloy-tuloy pa rin nga yung pag-ulan?
Pauline, actually hati-hati no yung mga opinion ng mga lumikas dito. Yung ilan gusto na dito na lang muna dahil nga baha. Doon sa areas, mostly mga senior citizen yung lumipat dito. May mga ilan na namilit daw talagang magpaiwan sa mga bahay-bahay nila dahil ang concern nila, kailangan daw mabantayan yung mga gamit nila. Ang diskarte naman ng iba, kung hindi mabantayan, pinapatabi daw dun sa mga kapitbahay nila na mas matataas yung bahay. Pero for now, even the government or the LGU here, talagang ang ipinapayo, ina-announce pa even before lumakas yung pag-ulan, lumipat na dito at kailangang antayin nila yung go signal bago sila makabalik sa mga bahay-bahay nila.
All right, well, thank you very much for those updates and do stay safe. That was mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho. And that wraps up today's episode of Morning Matters. We hope we've given you just the right start to your morning. Let's make the day matter. I'm Pauline Verzosa, sitting in for Gretchen Ho. We are One News, all sides, all the time.